Several of the legislators there. Some of them avoided us, some of them were in caucus. I'll give them that credit. Maybe that's the reason why. But we had about 1,200 people there, which is larger than any other number they previously had on that gun day, on the 23rd of April. And let me say this also. I don't know if Darrell mentioned that. What's good about 357 from my point of view is we talk about sheriff and nullification. Well, actually would make the job so much easier if the state law actually said that we should be avoiding or not abiding to federal legislation that violates our Second Amendment. Okay. So another thing we're doing is trying to reach out to Tea Party groups, okay? We'll have Tom Campione here from Lehigh Valley Tea Party, Rob Boyson's group, Linda Rosen's group. I'm also on the board for the CCG, Citizens for Concerned Government. So a lot of these groups are all thinking our way and basically get these people activated and motivated to be more concerned about gun rights and Second Amendments. The other thing is going to gun clubs, and I know Bob Galdo's here. He's been doing an excellent job going. There he is right up front. Okay, going to the different gun clubs and doing an excellent job bringing our message out to them. The other thing is the press and the public. And can you go back one slide, please? No, one more. It must be on. Yes, thank you. The other thing is going to the press and the public. And that's what I'm saying, basically trying to educate the people that are not here. We've had several radio interviews. They've given us, actually they've been pretty good. They've been giving us time, they've been, and they were quite open-minded to us. We've had we were interviewed, several of us were interviewed by the Courier editorial staff. And we explained our point of view and explained who the CGOBC is. We were at the commissioners' meetings and basically challenged Commissioner Marseglia about her comments about trying to impose some sort of supporting MAIG. And actually, what was good about it is that they gave me an interview of about 40 seconds afterwards, and I explained our positions and how we support safety by instituting in schools, especially by instituting guards and armed people in schools to protect the children. And MAIG, as we all know, is an oxymoron statement, okay? We had public video interviews. We've had press letters and guest articles, many of them that were published in the papers, and they did give us that courtesy. If you could, yeah, thank you. We're trying to approach people, as I said, that are not really the type of person, well, not the type of person, but the person who thinks the way we do about guns in this room. We went to senior groups. We had a presentation at Ann's Choice, and there were, I think we had about 200 people that attended, 150, 200 people, and basically we gave a summary of the first 3 presentations that we've had here. The other thing that we want to do is try to approach women, family, people fearful of gun, and non-committal people. People that just, as soon as you say guns, oh, I'm afraid of guns, and I think Lori mentioned a lot about that too. What we're trying to do is get a group or meeting or some sort of a picnic or some sort of an occasion that basically we can solicit women speakers, especially law enforcement speakers, law enforcement women or men that basically can explain the how futile it is if you want to protect your house and your family just to use 911 and maybe an alarm system in your house. Basically, all that means is that you're going to have somebody to investigate your murder. Okay, so we want to plan a family safety meeting sign of social. We want gun training. And one of the things that concerns me, and Lori mentioned it too, is the amount of guns that have been sold recently. I mean, if you've gone to Tanner's, if you've gone any of these groups, I was at Cabela's, you can't buy ammunition, guns are practically out of stock. But the concern is, now you have a lot of people that bought these guns because they were concerned that if they didn't buy them now, they'll never get them, but really don't know much about using the guns or safety procedures. And I think that's that's a loaded explosive there, because all we need is a couple of people having accidents or killing somebody by accident with a gun. So Lori's doing good, and we should have some more safety glass. And the other thing is that we want to introduce to women, and some of these people are fearful of guns, is school safety. Bring that up too. And what I suggested, and Ruth spoke to me here, is that if any women want to get involved, we have several women already that are willing to speak at some sort of a social, some sort of a meeting, and explaining about guns. And if anyone's interested in that, to stay after the meeting, and we can have a short caucus about that, and get your name, and maybe join the outreach group, and we can get more involved in that. Thank you.
Thanks, Carla. Now, there's been one group that's consisted of 3 core guys, Andy Rumbold, Jim Vetter, and William Marsh. They have been absolute machines as far as getting out and getting into the enemy's face. So here to give us an update on what has been taking place with the action group and what's going to take place is Andy. William?
Oh, come on, Vetter.
Come on, I'll work it, Jim.
Okay. Right, so Concerned Gun Owners has a multi-pronged strategy. You've got Dave heading up the legislative. You've got Carl on outreach. Dave is going to ask you to interact with your legislators. Carl is going to ask you to outreach to all of your friends, anybody who might be concerned. The action group is going to ask you to get out of your chairs, come up to some events, and engage the enemy where they meet. Because the fact is, we cannot successfully defend the Second Amendment if we're always on defense. We got to be on offense, and that's what the action group is all about. Offense, right, Mike? So what our plan is to engage the opposition every single place they show up. When they have a rally, we have a rally. When they go to their courthouse, we go to the courthouse. When they've got a news interview, we call in. We go on the offensive, because one thing they're very good at doing is making a scene and talking. And the problem is, for the most part, we are quiet people. We keep to our own. This has characterized me in the past, but that we've done this for 100 years, and look where it's gotten us. We can no longer sit in our chairs. We got to get out on the battlefield and begin to engage the enemy, because if we don't, they will win. We're going to challenge them with facts. The reality is, our strategy is to challenge them with the facts, because as you've heard tonight, on the facts, we win. We're going to challenge them with emotion. Do you care about the Second Amendment? Do you really care about the Second Amendment? That when they start getting emotional about it, you stand right up to them and do the same darn thing. We're going to challenge them with reason. Should a man be able to defend his property? Absolutely. You're darn right. And you can't defend your property if you don't have a gun. If we pass a law that says you can't own this kind of gun, are criminals going to obey the law? This doesn't make any damn sense. So we're going to challenge them with reason. Importantly, we're going to challenge them with physical presence. When they show up, we show up. Because when the TV screens are there and it's a bunch of anti-gun people and that's all that's there, guess who wins the debate every time? That's over. When they show, we show. This is how the action group is going to run our program. But the fact is, there's 3 of us that are kind of leading it. Without you, we're nothing. So we're asking you tonight for a commitment. When we show, you show.
Thanks, William. All right, so just to catch you guys up on a couple of the past events we've had. We did March 2nd, we had a 2A rally at the courthouse. We had about 200 people show up. We got some really good press coverage of that. March 30th, Ceasefire PA held a rally at the courthouse. We were there also. We put at least 100 people up, probably just as many, if not more than they had. And the presence is key, like William said. When they show up, we have to be part of that conversation. We passed, similar to what Chief Kessler did up in Gilberton and also what they've done in New Britain Borough. In Percy, there was 2 meetings, and we were successful in getting a Second Amendment resolution adopted there. It was awesome. About 20 people showed up. I'd encourage you all to take that to your own, township or borough, et cetera, and we can help you with that. Just the important part is, you got to reach out and be part of this with us. April 3rd, I think Carlo touched upon this, the Buck County Commissioner meeting. We had about 7 people that showed up and spoke up. Again, it's our presence that's important. It's your presence that's important. We need every single one of you guys to try to make it as much as you can. I know sometimes, things are during the week. We all work. It's hard, but, we got to try to make an effort. Next one, Jim. So next 2 weekends from now, May 11th, in Morrisville, we're going to have a rally. We got some great speakers here lined up. We got Charles Heller from JPFO. We got Tracy Scarpula. Google her. She wrote a CNN opinion piece about the family responsibility in firearms. We got Larry Pratt from GOA. We just ran into him at the rally out in Harrisburg, and just that morning he had indicated back that he was going to show up. And we got Sergeant Robert Mansfield. Some of you guys might know him. He's a local patriot. This rally is important. We're going to rally first. Then there's some gun control groups that are holding a rally in Trenton, and they think they're going to march across the bridge and have a rally in Morrisville about taking away our rights. Is anybody here going to stand up for that?
No.
Exactly. We're going to be there to meet them, to meet the Redcoats when they come across the bridge, and we're going to be part of that conversation. Next, so please try to make it's a Saturday. It starts at 1:45 in the afternoon. We have flyers over here for both these rallies. The key thing with this rally is going to be, because we are going to be actively mingling with the opposition, with the enemy, it's peaceful and confrontational. I mean, they're coming to take our rights away, so we're going to be in their face telling them no, that's not okay. But it is peaceful. It's got to be from an intellectual and factual standpoint. They're the ones we learned when we protested them in Doylestown. Those are the people that get hysterical. We remain calm, keep pressing them with the facts. We're confident and rational. We're respectful of law enforcement. We've already touched base with the police and borough officials there. We assured them that this will be a peaceful rally, and we will work with them if there's any problems to identify people that are going to cause trouble, because we could well have agent provocateurs show up pretending to be us that are going to cause trouble. We're not going to let that happen. We're not going to have any hooliganism go on. So we're going to be adults about this. Another rally that's going on in Philadelphia that we're going to be part of, May 25th, another Saturday. So hopefully you have off of work that day. Gun Rights Across America, they got some great speakers. They got 2 of the folks from Sons of Guns, a TV show. In my opinion, more importantly, down here, we got Sheriff Mack and we got Chief Kessler that are going to be there. It's going to be right on Independence Mall. I believe it starts at, noon. Right at Independence Mall there. Please come down to that. It's important. There's going to be some fantastic speakers there. Numbers is what matters for these things, because the media is going to be paying attention to this. So again, we need all of you, just the 3 of us, and we got some other people that are stepping up. We got the Bearded Flag guys who are always there. They're patriots too, so we need everybody to show up. One more event we got going on, we're going to be under the banner of Oath Keepers, and we have Oath Keepers information over here. Oath Keepers is a critical outreach for this mission that we're on, because we have to get the folks that are in law enforcement and in the military on our side, and to commit and publicly say that they're not going to obey unconstitutional laws when it comes to disarming us or rounding us up and imprisoning us without due process. So we're going to be in the Memorial Day Parade in Doylestown, Monday, May 27th at 10 a.m. What I'm looking for is people to participate. I'd love to find a Revolutionary War reenactor to march with us. We're going to have 1 to 2 military trucks. If anybody wants to ride along, Oath Keepers will get first preference on that. Please give me a call. My phone number is on there. You can contact me through the Facebook page and the website as well. So was there one more, Jim? And this goes back. Sheriff Kessler had a meeting March 13th up in Frackville for his constitutional security force. A group of us went up there, attended. He's now starting to come under pressure from the state police and the sheriff in his town because of his stand that he's taken. I mean, he is at the tip of the spear, and he's standing up for all of us. So we need to be supportive of him especially. And that comes back to coming out to that rally. And another thing we're going to be looking at doing is having a money bomb to support him financially, because what's happening, I don't know a lot of the details because it's legal action now. They're going after his son for having an air rifle, basically a BB gun. The state police are pressing charges, and his DA in his county is cooperating. So we really need to support this guy. I mean, he's the one that's standing up with his neck out higher than any of us. So please, you know, do what you can to support him. Again, going forward, the key dates, the rallies, 2 weekends from now, May 11th, May 25th, a Saturday, and then May 27th is Memorial Day weekend. We have plans for other assertive and peaceful field efforts that we're going to be doing, and we need all of you to help. So please, you know, get in touch with any of us. We have a sheet over here through the Facebook and through the website as well. So thank you. Anything else?
Yeah, one more thing. So people here care about the Second Amendment, is that correct? The next event we're having is on May 11th. I want to see a show of hands. Who's going to come? Who's going to be there for our next event? Now, everybody who's got a hand in the air, I want you to bring one more person, at least one more, because it's going to be a darn good event. You saw the speakers we got. This is what Action's all about. Thank you, guys.
All right, one quick word on this. When we got together 3 months ago, 4 months ago, we had no way of communicating. Guys, excuse me. Take it out in the hall. Thanks. We had some folks stand up to put Facebook together. That was Tim. Andy really started it, set up the Facebook. Tim and Eric. Where's Eric? They have been monitoring that Facebook, and you know, old guys like me don't use Facebook. But what I've discovered is Facebook is really a great vehicle to really see what's hot on people's minds. You read it like you would a blog. Also, is Russ here? We have Russ Averko, and we have Rob Stour. Here's Rob back there. Rob was instrumental in setting up the website. He had it up in 2 weeks once we said, let's go with it. And we've had Linda Rosen has been instrumental in getting the email list together. How many of you are on the email blasts? Oh, good, most of you are. Yeah, and those of you who aren't, please just sign your name to get on the email blast, because that's really the only proactive way we have to reach out to you. Another thing that we've been involved in is Tim has been absolutely a machine in getting the T-shirts made that are over there. T-shirts are $15 each. About 5 of that goes to, and then this is our first fundraising that we've done other than passing the bucket around to help to start to fund our events. Also, there are sponsors that have donated various things, and there are two annual help me on this, Eric.
Your memberships to Classic Pistol. Okay, one is handgun, the other one is handgun and rifle.
And there will be a drawing for that in just a couple of minutes. Those are $5 each if you're looking for an annual membership, unlimited the usage of Classic Pistol. We have 2 of those. You can see either Tim or Eric to buy a $5 ticket on that. The other raffle that we have, everybody has a ticket that came in. That is a freebie, and there's a bunch of stuff we're going to give away in a few minutes on that. Where do we go from here? You heard Dave mention something